Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transmetals 2 Cheetor. Now before I begin the video, I will say that I am missing his gun, which in beast mode would go right here. But other than that, he is pretty good. He's in decent enough condition, and if I ever get him with his gun or another figure with his gun, I will bring that up in a future video. But for the time being, I do not have his gun. That's the more I thought I'd talk about a missing accessory, but yeah. So here we've got him in beast mode starting off, and he is very bestial. Now one thing I've noticed with these Transmetals 2 Deluxe figures is that they don't nearly have as much chrome as the bigger figures. Now I know that the bigger figures, because they're bigger, they have more real estate, they tend to have more chrome, but like on my Transmetal 1 Optimus Primal, he's got two different chrome colors. The Optimal Optimus has two different chrome colors, but my previous video, the Transmetals 2 Dinobot, he's only got one chrome color, and this Cheetor, he also has one chrome color. So I don't know if that's the case with all Deluxes or what. But anyway, mentioning that chrome color, Cheetor has a nice dark purple chrome along this arm and along his thigh, and if I'm correct, nowhere else. He might have it on his gun, but like I said, I don't have that. So yeah, this beast mode is definitely something. But I do like the fact that even without the accessory, he does have paint in there. That way it's not as barren. And I will say, I do like that he's got paint pretty much everywhere. You know, the mechanical spots where there is mechanical detail, most of it is painted, especially on the upper half of the figure. Not as much on the lower half of the figure, as I believe his calves aren't really painted. But everything else is fine. He does have articulation in this mode. It's pretty much all the same, save for the head, because his head in this mode can really only look down, but that's more for transformation, so it's kind of stuck there. He's got ball joints at the arms, which they are different, so I'll have to go over both of them. They move out this far. They can move 360. They both have ball joints here, which are fairly limited. This one has a hinge going up and down. It can move down that far and up that far, and this piece tends to move along with it. I don't know why I decided not to. And then he's got a thumb, and it's pretty much the same, except he's got a swivel on this wrist. He does have waist articulation, and he's got a swivel at the tail. He's got ball joints at the hips. They move out that far, in that far. They can move 360. You just got to move them out of the way. He's got a knee bend. It's a little more than 90, but it also doesn't go out all the way. Then he's got a reverse knee hinge and another hinge at the foot. And yeah, that is his articulation in beast mode. I'll give you one last shot of it before I start transforming it, which for the transformation I will take his tail off, straighten out his legs best I can, move that 360. Make sure his arms are out of the way for the time being. Twist them like so for robot mode, and this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky, at least in my opinion. So we're going to open the head, bring the robot mode head out, try and spin it, but actually, you know what? Let's try putting this head in first, then bringing up the robot mode head and spinning it, and making sure everything fits into place. And then lastly, we will move his arms up, and now he's in robot mode. Let me fix him up a bit. I'm going to pause the video, get my camera up a little bit as he's gotten a little bit taller, and I'll give him the one weapon I have. Alrighty, so as I was saying, here we've got Transmetals 2 Cheetor in robot mode. Now his transformation really doesn't do much. I've kind of noticed that with a lot of the Transmetals 2 Transformers figures from Beast Wars, but that's not a problem personally to me. I like them in both modes. Like, I love Optimal Optimus, which I will get to him someday. Not today. I might sometime soon, though, now that I've got him in a condition to where I feel I'm comfortable making a video on him. But the Dinobot 2 video, I feel his transformation was a bit basic, but it did get the point across. And I feel the same way with Cheetor. I guess I feel I could say his transformation feels very similar to how basic Optimus Miner's was. But that's Optimus Miner. He's a very similar shape in both modes, but Cheetor goes from four-legged creature to two-legged creature, and some new details are kind of shown, as now his chest is up front and his back is still to the back, and now he's got proper hands. Now in the show, his tail usually stayed on the back, which you can put that back on his butt, but he'd usually be carrying his gun, something I don't have. But yeah, I guess gimmick-wise you have this, which I guess in this mode would act as a shield, similar to how Gundams in promotional artwork tend to be holding their shields and firing their guns in a very utilitarian way. And before I get to the articulation in this mode, which is pretty much very similar as Cheetah mode, but I'm still going to go over it, is his spark crystal, which is in his thigh, outer thigh, which is a pretty sad spot. But yeah, there's his spark crystal. I will say the Maximal ones feel a lot easier to see than the Predacon ones. I'm not sure if it's just the color or what. But yeah, articulation wise, he's got a swivel at the head. The way his head is, if you got it mistransformed a little bit, you got a lot of side to side. Let's get that focused in a little bit and try that again. He's got a lot of side to side, so you can have him looking very inquisitive, or whatever the word is. He's got the ball joints at the shoulders, which move out that far, down that far. They can still go 360, and like I mentioned earlier, he does have those rather restricted ball joints. This has the up and down hinge, and I've already shown that this thing can come up, and this has a swivel. Both hands have a thumb that moves down and up. I believe in robot mode it's really supposed to be here. He's got a decent waist swivel. His legs can move out about that far, go that far forward, pretty far back. I'm not sure how much of a bend I'd consider this. It can go, I guess I'll say about 90 because of the weird shape. He's got a reverse hinge down here, so it's nice and straight and can move a little more than 90. Then he's got a foot hinge that goes forward that far and back that far, and it's pretty much the same on both sides. And yeah, that is Transmetal's 2 Cheetor. I will say that his articulation is a little more hindered than I was hoping, but he's still not a bad figure. I feel I can get him posed up enough, and even with the very little arm movement, I can still get what I want. And overall, I say he's a pretty good figure, even though I'm pretty sure Transmetals 2 is when a lot of people were tapping out or were saying that these things are just not really Transformers anymore. But I like them. I don't know what it is. I think it's that monstrous look and that beautiful chrome. But anyway, I found mine for pretty cheap. I'm not sure if it's because he was missing his gun or what, but I got him for $15 at Ancient City Toys. Like I mentioned in my Dinobot video, I can't remember where it is off the top of my head, but if you like him like I do, I say pick him up. Be cautious about the price, as I believe complete Transmetal 2 Cheetors can get pretty expensive. And anyways, see you guys later.